Well, we're about to find out here soon.
Last session with us ever making a new character.
Yep. But howdy, everybody, and welcome to the final episode of Random Rhapsody's crossover event. I'm Matthew R. Dawson, your friendly neighborhood host and GM here on the network, and joining me around my virtual table today are Alyssa, Jeremy, Joe, John, Natalie, and Steven. Say hi, everyone. Okay. Now, yeah, absolutely. Now, as we wind down the crossover event and conclude both the Azure Championship and the Rowena Heist, I just want to take this moment to thank all of my players for being flexible and working together to make this special event a success. It's been a lot of fun for me, and I hope it's been fun for our viewers as well. So, thank you. Now, next week, September the 5th, we will not be streaming because I will be out of town. But we will be back September the 11th with both campaigns returning to their regular time slots, with the Debauchery Circus at 3 p.m. and the Faab 5 at 7 p.m., both central, every Monday on Twitch. But if you're just joining us and you want to catch up, you can find all of our episodes on our YouTube channel, which you can find here on the Linktree. We're also on Facebook as Random Rhapsody TV and on Twitter as @random_Rhapsody. Okay, is everyone ready?
Yes.
So join us as we dive into the world of Loroupa and continue on with our heroes as they attempt to break into the Zaeim's treasure vault. And we're back. So when we last left off, our heroes had traveled to Rowena, the oasis capital of the Margarden Federation, in an attempt to acquire a dream root that is in the possession of the Zaeim. While the more martially inclined of both parties try their luck competing in the Azure Championship Gladiator Tournament, the remainder of both groups decided to team up with the mastermind Shadows in the Wind to attempt to break into the magical vault owned by the Federation Zaeim. Inside the vault, the squad was relieved to discover that Veil had figured out the riddle for the next door involving Gears and Lovers, which gained them entry into a wide room with another vault door, along with 3 keyholes placed in some very inconvenient places. Shadows had previously described Valenro transforming into a giant blue-scaled dragon to manipulate the locks with both claw and tail. Try to combine those words there. This task proved a bit more difficult for the heroes, though they did manage to unlock the door by burning away quite a bit of their luck to do so. But that was probably for the best. The next vault door, however, proved to be a much more dangerous one. Knowing that the door required 2 spells from Valenro to open, Corin the Wizard attempted to cast the knock spell to see if it would open. It did, to be sure, but it also caused the other enchantment on the vault door to go off, ripping away the High Elf's life with a power word kill spell. But fortunately, Eloise was there with a handy diamond to revivify him back to life. Now, with that vault door open, the team decided to send Shadows in to say the passphrase he had memorized from the Zaeim. This one, unfortunately, proved to no longer be the password, which they discovered as the full extent of the final barrier to the vault formed itself into a towering iron golem that rushed in to attack them. With the party already battered and things being knocked off in my bedroom, and everyone injured, the fight against the golem proved to be a difficult one. But in the end, it was Eloise and her sunbeam spell who proved to be the construct's downfall by shattering the crystal in its center with a direct blast of radiant light. With the destruction of that crystal, the vault's magical barrier fell, and at last, the group was able to set their sights on their prize, a literal dragon-sized hoard of treasure, coin, and items. And so, Shadows, well, technically 7 right now. Yeah, you had all spread out to investigate the vault and see exactly what treasures the Federation Zaeim claimed. Shadows immediately went to claim his ring, and he also collected a specific potion from the group Eloise had uncovered. Veil snatched up a leather-bound book, Blood found a dark bow inscribed with runes, and Willow snatched up a lacquered wooden box that contained a deck of cards. Corin even found himself 2 circlets and a small crown, while Kogan, Shura, and Effie got to work collecting up all of the platinum and gold coins they could carry. Now, as you all start sifting through what else was in the vault, Blood and Willow started examining the strange bag that had been left on display there. Blood tried to put one of his normal bows in the bag, and Willow reached in to try and pull it out again, only to be sucked inside the bag herself. So as you're all standing there, staring at the small bag that has fallen on the floor, a question comes to each of your minds. And that question is, what is something your character is trying to improve about themselves? Or about yourself, I should say. And Veil, since you're the one who rolled, why don't you go ahead and go first?
So Veil's always looking to improve his intelligence and knowledge of magic, and I believe that this book is going to help him with that.
Okay. Let's see, who wants to go next? Willow, you're currently, in a unique place that we'll get to in a second, but what's something that you're trying to improve upon yourself?
Seeing something. Willow is just trying to work on herself and figure out what she wants in life.
Well, that's fair. That's fair. Eloise, how about you?
Maybe I need to think things through. I can be a little impulsive sometimes. Maybe I need to think things through beforehand a little bit more. Maybe.
Well, while your party may agree with that, the DM, on the other hand, says, no, please be absolutely insane. I love it.
But that's where all the fun is.
Exactly. The impulsiveness. Love it. Corin, how about you?
Probably the choices that I make. In particular, after being brought back to life, he's seen how his master isn't exactly right in the head, and so he wants to make sure that it wasn't a mistake that his party brought him back to life.
That's fair. Blood from a Stone, how about you?
Well, I guess maybe something similar to Miss Eloise. Maybe I need to be a little more loose, try not to take things as serious as I do. Although I am typically right when I take things seriously, but I don't know, my party tends to get me into trouble when they take things super loose, not pointing any fingers. Yeah, maybe not so serious, and then also maybe I shouldn't trick rubes into reaching the hands of the bags. I mean, I feel like that's a very pressing one right now.
Yeah,
and I do feel bad about that. Yeah.
Yeah, fair. Effie, how about you? I'm not hearing you.
Okay.
Oh, there she is.
So Effie has a very serious gambling problem. So she wants to pay off all her debt, which is why she went on this heist in the first place. So she's gonna get rid of that, and then get rid of some debts to people that she owes.
Okay, I like it. Well, everyone, Shadow 7, or at least a few of you, definitely saw Willow being sucked down into that bag. Yeah, 7.5 maybe? I don't know. Sucked into the bag after she had stuck her arm inside. I sort of imagine that all of you within eyeshot are just staring down at the bag in surprise as it just kind of drops down onto the floor. As for you, Willow, you feel yourself being pulled downward by something that the space, it's warm, it's slightly damp, and it's crushing you from all sides as it kind of just convulses and constricts around you. It seems to be trying to pull you down into what narrowly feels like a tunnel or something like that. But you can still try to fight this, try to resist this, and try to climb back out. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna give it like when it says it's when you say it's constricting me, like does it hurt or is it like it's a little tight in here?
So imagine as though you're currently being swallowed by a gigantic amorphous creature that you cannot see. You're in its gullet and it's in the process of swallowing you. From a mechanical standpoint, you have one attempt to. You could try to climb your way out of this. It's a strength check. Or you can use an action to do something else if you didn't want to try to fight your way out.
I'll try to fight my way out.
Okay. Then make for me a strength check, please.
As soon as roll 20 wants to load.
Yes.
23.
Okay. Yeah, you start fighting backwards, pushing with all of your might against this kind of moist, soft, damp surface that's all about you. And with your full strength, you start pushing yourself backwards. From the rest of the party's standpoint, they basically just start to see the toe of a boot start pushing its way back outward, followed by more of the body. Like, does everyone ever see Ace Ventura When Nature Calls? He's pushing his way out of the rhinoceros. That's sort of what this looks like, except it's a bag.
Gross.
Okay.
But there you see Willow start like inching her way outward, covered in slime and gore, and it's saliva. You're covered in saliva of a massive creature.
You gotta do that.
But you have climbed your way out again. And you just kind of sit there gasping.
Yeah, don't go in that bag again.
I wasn't sure that was going to happen. I want you to know I didn't know that was going to happen. I'm going to go with that one. The first one might seem like I knew it could happen. I'm going to go with I didn't know it could happen.
Willow is
I
going to
believe
look
you.
at you.
I believe you,
Deadpan.
bud.
Thank you, Veil.
I'm sorry, I could not retrieve your bow.
Wait, he had the bow?
He put a bow in the thing. I was
Put a
supposed to.
cheap
he
one
told
in
me-
there, a cheap bow,
That's
just a
what my
regular.
Oh.
Not the. He's got the dark bow slung
Okay,
across his
okay.
back. Not
Oh,
a good one. No, it was
Alright.
just a cheap ass wooden bow. It was a test, and we failed. You passed, but I failed.
I went down as far as I could, and I never saw your bow or felt it. I'm sorry.
You know what,
I'm
sugar?
a failure.
No, you're not. You're not, sweetheart. It is fine. I promise.
Effie's just gonna shake her head and go looking around the vault. She's looking for a short sword.
Yep. Well, there is a short sword. There among the loot. It's pretty nice looking. It's got a bronze finish handle and a scabbard to match it. It's kind of enscrolled with scroll work, and there's a definite little so just really nice ornate looking scabbard. This weapon here.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Real quick, because I'm allowed to have 3 bonded weapons for my Eldritch Knight. I'm gonna grab the basic common dagger that I picked for shits and grins, and I'm gonna put it in the bag and see if I can recall it back to my hand.
Okay.
Vale's gonna step even further back.
So it does take an hour to attune yourself to a new weapon.
Don't do it then.
So did you attune to this ahead of time?
Yeah, I picked it when I created my character. The 3 things I
okay.
attuned was a basic dagger, my syringe, and then the great sword.
Sure. So go ahead and pop up the wording of the bonding.
I'd like to think she's sitting here thinking about something. He's gonna reach for his bag of hole. He's like, "Damn!" It's like I was gonna get you a drink, and that's gonna facilitate him start to. He goes, "Maybe there's something here I could find you. You just stay there and all gooey."
Sure. Go ahead and
he's gonna start looking for liquor.
yeah. Go ahead and make an investigation check, looking for liquor. Okay. So let's see.
Okay, never mind. I misread it when I did it. I can only have 2. I thought it said I could have 3.
Okay.
It's my fault.
So, there
Sorry.
you go. No worries. But while Blood is looking for liquor, what are the rest of y'all doing?
So Vale's gonna walk up to Corin and say, by any chance, do you know the identify spell?
Yeah, though I do not currently have it prepared.
Neither do I. I say
Well,
we
so
here's
here. I will remind you, it is a ritual spell. So as long as you have it in your book, you can do a ritual for it.
So
Yes,
that's
it
what
is
Vale was going
11
to say.
minutes, I believe, to ritual test it.
So Vale continues and says, "I think we should split. See how many of these these magic items we could identify ritually casting. We've got some time in here, so let's see how many we could identify within this time."
Sure. Just keep in mind that teleportation circle is a minute for me to cast.
Yep.
So.
Now, I will also let you know, Corin, that you could inscribe the spell for the most part to the point where it's almost done, and then once you're ready to cast it, complete it, cast the spell, and go.
Oh.
But you could prep
Well,
ahead of time if you wanted to.
I'll totally do that first.
Yeah, because you're literally making all these symbols and stuff, the circle out of chalk. So yeah.
So I'm gonna clear out a space on the ground and do that first.
Probably your best bet would be to do that in front of the entrance where you all came through. But you could definitely do that. So
Okay.
you spend less than a minute inscribing this while everyone's kind of like gathering up all of the items for y'all.
Can everybody
Yep.
else see the map? For me, it's just black.
Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
did not move you to the
Yeah,
map.
it just
I
says
apologize.
Fab 5 campaign.
Okay, well, Effie
There you
is gonna pick up that dagger or the sword.
Yep,
And
you
then-
can do that.
She's gonna pocket that. That's hers. And then she's gonna look around for a circlet because she has to pay somebody back.
There are a couple circlets in among the horde, and like, if you're all going to sit down and kind of work together for this, let's just go ahead and go through the items.
I was gonna say I already took those two and put them in the bag.
You already put them in a bag.
Yes.
Okay, so they're gone. I'm going to assume that you, at the very least, cast not to identify, but the detect magic spell to see what's magical and what's not.
Yes.
Okay, so let's go ahead and go through some of this a little bit. Not everything is a magical item. There are some things that are just treasure items that the Zaeim has collected. Those items are the coral scepter, the platinum bowl, the platinum tankard, the dragon horn comb, the fine leather scabbard, the gilded wooden medallion, the gold ring brooch, the platinum chime, the platinum salt cellar, and the silk robe trimmed in sapphires. All of those items are not magical or special in any way other than the fact that they're all worth a shit ton of money.
Well, then I'm leaving the robes.
As for the rest of it, and I'm going to assume during this time, Eloise, that you sit down to try to figure out what the potions are.
She just said she just lost power.
Oh, she did? Okay. Well, then we'll assume that that's what Eloise does, since she's kind of out right now. So, the potions themselves, there's a potion of polymorph, a potion of greater resistance, a potion of greater healing, a potion of supreme healing. For the items themselves, Willow, you did take that deck. Do you want them identified?
Yes, please.
It is indeed a deck of many things.
Lol. Called
Mhm.
it.
So the bottle of ink and quill is a Nolzur's Marvelous Pigments. The two spell scrolls, one of them is a 7th level spell, Prismatic Spray. The other one is Protection from Energy. The scarab is a Scarab of Protection. The carpet is indeed a magic carpet.
Hell yeah.
The Ioun Stone is
An iron stone.
yeah, the Ioun Stone is a purple prism. It is the Ioun Stone of Reserve. I'll give you all the information on everything in the cards here in a minute.
all right, I'm writing it all down.
The necklace is a necklace of fireballs.
I figured that.
The 4 rings are Ring of Psychic Resistance, Lightning Resistance, Necrotic Resistance, and Featherfall. I assume you're doing the 2 circlets as well, Corin?
Yes, and the small crown.
The small crown is not magical in any way. However, the 2 circlets is a circlet of blasting and a circlet of echoes, which I will show you
There we go.
right now because that's actually an interesting one.
Got Wi-Fi back. All right.
Welcome back,
I can hear
Eloise.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'm
Alright,
putting
so
that on my
what
head
items-
right now.
What items are magic and what items are not?
He's going through it
I'm
right now.
I'm kind of going through it right now. So,
Like, obviously, I have to attune to that later, but I'm putting that on my head right now.
the blood. I assume you have the bow identified
Yeah.
as well. It is called the Kageyumi longbow, which I'll show you that right now.
Your name.
do I have?
Oh, fucking ball! I can't read.
Yes.
I wonder if I can
if you
do
highlight
roll
it, do
20 on my
Damn.
tablet.
Okay, there.
That's,
The short
good
sword
for you.
that Effie took is a defender. Defender short sword. The horseshoes are the horseshoes of a Zephyr. The crossbow bolt is a crossbow bolt of slaying. Obviously, the bag is a bag of devouring. Which, during this time, Shadows mentions that he has a use for that and begins moving things about. The feather token is a Qual's feather token of fan. There is a blue sapphire elemental gem among all of the gems. There's one that was magical, and that's an elemental gem of blue sapphire. The wand is a wand of magic detection, which irritates you all that you didn't realize it until after the fact. There is a mariner's plate armor. The chain shirt is a chain shirt of gleaming. The instrument is called the Instrument of Illusions. And the spiked armor is indeed smoldering.
well. So I guess I'll throw the instrument in a bag, because Blazenier might like that.
What about the horseshoes? Did you say the horseshoes?
Yeah,
Sorry,
horseshoes of Zephyr.
Yeah, I
I
took
was
those.
I was nutting over my Kageyumi longbow.
I took those for Ichabod.
Yeah, I was just saying, give him for her horse.
It's,
Matt, so the horn, is that the same thing as the instrument, is the one that Vale had?
Yeah,
Is that what you're talking about?
yeah, the horn is the thing that Vale had grabbed.
okay. Never mind then.
All right. I'll hand it to Corin.
Oh, okay. Cool. Thank you.
And I just popped that up for you, the Instrument of Illusion.
Nice.
It's goofy, but it's still fun.
He'd probably like it.
So what's this? The circlet of blasting.
And then fireballs.
Yeah, the Circlet of Blasting. I'll go ahead and pull that up next.
Is someone else adjusting the?
Nah,
Yeah,
not yet.
I was adding in some of the magic stuff for stuff that people was taking. Circlet of Blasting is an action to cast Scorching Ray. When you make the spell's attacks, you do so with an attack bonus of +5. Circlet can't be used this way again until the next dawn.
Okay.
So it's
You
just
want
it's just a free spell.
No.
I think
yeah.
Effie was saying she was looking for a circlet as well.
Yeah, so she can take that.
Okay, so I'll give her the Circlet of Blasting.
And
Thank you.
you said there was there just that one silk and sapphire robes that was non-magical, or were there other
Yeah,
robes?
no, that was the only set of robes, and they are not
Okay.
magical.
Yeah, the word robes
Goes back.
makes you think there's more than one.
Yeah, robes can also just be
Yeah, singular.
yeah.
All right, let's see who's left. Kaya,
That circlet's pretty sick.
I think is the only one. Hell yeah, it is.
So the scepter and the medallion with the tree motif, both of those are just regular items.
Yeah, both of those are just regular items. They're non-magical. They're worth quite a bit. Just without having to make this too complicated. All of those non-magical items that I described first are each worth 2,500 gold.
Nice. Hey Matt, is there some kind of check I can make to remember whether Kaya's quarterstaff is magical?
I won't make you roll for it. Kaya's quarterstaff is magical in and of itself. It's a mithril quarterstaff that's actually like better than most, but it doesn't have like any more magical qualities other than its enchantment.
Are there any quarterstaffs here?
No, there are not.
Okay, that's fine.
So Kaya what's going on with Kaya? She knows what's going on, so don't worry too much about her.
Okay, sure.
Okay, let me pull out the pigments next.
So let me see. Willow's here. I took care of Ichabod. I took care of Blazenier because I don't really know what else he would want.
There was a tankard too. I don't remember.
That was
Yeah, it
not
was
magical.
non-magical.
Yeah.
Non-magical. Okay. Well, we could still give it to Liam. He might like to drink out of something super expensive.
So there's the pigments.
Pimp cup, as it were.
Is there anything else that you guys weren't sure about?
I had a 23 looking for liquor earlier. We can get to that in a minute, but
Oh yeah, you
is there
did one.
anything monkish, weapon-wise or item-wise, that we didn't maybe look at?
So I've given you the list of everything that was there.
Yep.
Come on.
So yeah, aside from the
can't roll 20. You
circlet,
can
the
open it.
carpet, the horseshoes, and the instrument, I'll just be stuffing coin in there, I guess, and making sure to identify
Yep.
stuff for people.
That carpet ain't gonna fit in no bag.
Oh, I'll carry that if I have to. How big is it?
Pretty fucking big. I'll
Okay.
Yeah,
pull that one
it's
out next.
Huge.
I'll carry it in my hands if I have to.
Okay, so and at this point, once I start finish showing you guys everything, we'll talk about how much you can all carry.
Sure.
Okay, wait.
Okay, so, oh yeah, cool. I can actually, we're going to decide right now how big this carpet is. That's even going to be funner. One of you are going to roll a D100.
Yes, please.
Which group is going to be claiming the carpet?
I claimed it because I picked it up.
Okay.
Alright.
79.
So we are sharing things, and you have claimed
Yeah.
quite a few things already.
That's fair. I mean, I'm
Uh,
for the purposes of who's carrying it, I'm making sure we get out of here with it, is all I'm saying.
Okay. Well, looks like you rolled a 79. So this carpet is 5 by 7, can carry up to 600 pounds, and has a 40-foot flying speed. I'm going to edit this.
Cool. I added that into the heist pod.
dun, 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 dun. Yeah, I don't know if Liam would really need. He can't wear armor with his.
I don't care about the potion, so I'll
Has
do that.
someone already
So there's the carpet.
Sweet.
What's
has
up?
someone already claimed the scarab?
No.
Nope.
Have I shown you
Can
the
I have
scarab yet?
scarab?
Yeah, it was up.
Okay.
Yeah, you
No,
showed it. I
she
think.
was asking if somebody had claimed it.
Yeah.
So,
Yes, she did. She claimed it right there.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
So does anyone have any questions about any of the other items?
Yeah, the I don't know what the white feather, the Qual's feather token.
Oh,
What's that?
Got it.
Aha, that's interesting.
Can you put something up? I don't see it.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, there it is.
No, I was reading something else.
So the
Shadow
fan,
stuff.
if you're on a boat or a ship, you can use an action to toss the token 10 feet in the air. The token disappears and a giant flapping fan takes its place. The fan floats, creating a strong wind enough to fill the sail of one ship, increasing its speed by 5 miles per hour for 8 hours. You can dismiss the fan as an action. That's weird,
Okay.
but why not?
It's very maybe if I was in the Sword Coast, I would be using that.
Yeah, maybe, but never
What
know.
else say? Horseshoes of Zephyr, we already figured that. Somebody
Yeah,
already claimed that.
Yeah, Ichabod. Getting those.
there's the necklace of fireballs. There's ring of psychic, lightning, and necrotic resistance, and feather fall.
Yep.
Okay.
Um,
So while we're working on that, yeah, go ahead.
What's the does the Ring of Featherfall require attunement?
Probably.
Okay.
I don't know. Let me
Find
look.
that.
Ooh,
Yes, it does.
Okay.
There you go.
All right. And I'm assuming there's only one of each item, correct?
Yes.
All right.
Shadows.
And I'll also remind you that you don't have to take everything.
That's fair.
Mm-hmm.
If something just doesn't seem appealing or necessary, you're welcome to just leave it, because there is going to be some weight things that we're going to talk about in a minute. Now, you call out to Shadows, and what Shadows has been doing. What's up?
Sorry, I meant to call out to Blood.
Okay. Well, I'll just mention that while you guys have been doing this, Shadows has taken that bag of holding. Shura and Effie and Kogan have been working to bag up as much gold as they can, and then Shadows is basically going to prop it up and make it look like the bag, and have the bag open and scoop a ton of the gold into it, and then make it look like basically he's setting a stage so it looks like someone broke into the vault, grabbed a bunch of shit, put it all in the bag of devouring, and then got sucked in himself.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's currently what he's working on. But anyway, you call out to Blood.
Yes.
I have something that I will no longer require, assuming that things play out successfully. Is anyone in your party particularly lacking in, shall we say, personality or personableness?
Veil squints.
Well, Apollyon definitely doesn't need it. I think Miss Eloise is just a peach. He's gonna kind of look at her and just kind of give her a cute little way. He's like, "Hey, Veil, you take a look at what he's got."
If I am wearing this circlet, I will have no longer a need for my headband, which makes one more personable. Veil, it's exactly like a headband of intellect, except it sets your charisma to 19 instead.
I don't.
Yeah.
I mean, I already wear a circlet, so
that's what I was basically desiring over the circlet of echoes.
So since you already got the manual, which is a pretty big deal, if you are willing to let me have the circlet, I can give you this headband that will let you set your charisma to 19.
Absolutely, I would do that. And I'm assuming it requires attunement.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
More than likely,
that's fine. I don't mind dropping
I have
Blood's got
8 charisma.
Blood's got one already sitting in his bag, so he doesn't need no circlet.
I have a 16 charisma, but I mean, I'm down for throwing another point in there.
3 extra points there,
Yeah.
Cool. Well, I'll have to get that to you later, because obviously I didn't bring it with me, but...
Okay.
Once we get out of here, I can grab it for you.
Okay. Well, as you're all starting to talk about the things you want and the things you think your party members would use, and there's a ton of shit in here, so everybody can get an item or two. The discussion eventually turns to the gold and how you're going to transport it. And like I said, Shadows has plenty of sacks to grab. But what boils down to from that point is weight. Now, Kogan, Shura, Shadows, and Effie have report that they've gathered up a significant portion of platinum coins that they've taken from the chests, and they're actually just carrying the chests along with that to make life a little easier. And also bagged up quite a bit of gold. They've got a very large amount of it. And other than the items they're carrying, your group, each one of you has a weight limit that you can carry gold and stuff as well. Basically, 50 gold pieces or platinum pieces weigh 1 pound. And remember, like I said, this is one of the few times where how much you carry matters. Because some of you have a lot of things in your inventory, some of you don't have a lot of things in your inventory. I kind of walked through it and looked at them. Like, for example, Blood from a stone, he has a strength of 8, which means that he can carry up to 120 pounds.
I can also drink my potion of strength to go up to 21.
Yeah, absolutely you can. So you'll be able to
be doing that.
carry more. But so Corin, when I looked at yours, you had 134 pounds worth of shit in your inventory, and you have a strength of 10, which means that you can carry 150 pounds of stuff.
Though to be fair, a lot of that is not with me because that's like my tent and stuff.
Well, so that's why I told everyone, clear out your inventory, make sure you unequip the things that you're not carrying. That way I can look at it and see how much you're carrying. Now, I will allow you, because, I mean, we did talk about these things, and Shadow specifically told you not to bring more than you need to carry. So you can go ahead and go through and delete, or at least unequip some of those things that you're not currently carrying.
Sure.
But once we're done with that, we're going to talk about the items that everybody's carrying, because everything has a weight of it as well. The carpet, pretty fucking heavy. That thing, let's see, how much does that weigh?
If we have an hour, you should attune to it. That way you can help carry.
I don't believe you need to.
Would it be able to go through your teleportation?
Yeah, not really. You have to be carrying the carpet for it to go through the teleportation thing.
So the 5x7, it's doesn't say.
So the good thing is most of these items aren't that big. So they don't weigh more than a few pounds each. The flying carpet, that one does actually weigh quite a bit. That weighs a good, probably 15 pounds.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think Liam...
17 pounds.
I think Liam should take this necklace of fireballs because there's nothing cooler than a monk that could throw fireballs.
Yeah, go for it.
Hadouken!
How much can a strength of 16 carry, Matt?
Eloise, you can carry 240 pounds.
Wow.
Damn.
And I'm currently only carrying 60 pounds. So...
Now, there is a ton more gold here than there is platinum. And as I said, they did collect quite a bit of it, but there is a bit more. So what we're going to do is we're going to figure out how much each of you can carry of between the items and the gold.
Sure.
So everybody who took one of the new items, or like if you're just all putting everything in a bag and carrying it together, that's fine too.
But can I put the 4 rings of resistance just in my pocket because they're just rings?
Yeah, those don't weigh any. Like they weigh negligible amounts. I'm not going to count those things. Just like I wouldn't count the Ioun stone as well. The Kageyumi longbow, that probably weighs like 3 pounds. Each of the circlets maybe weigh a pound. So like these are not large amounts, but we do have to count them in.
Okay, I'll put down the Ioun stone then to make sure we're at least taking that because it's no weight.
Yeah.
Eloise, do you happen to have the spell enhance ability?
What do I have prepared?
It would be 2nd level?
Nope.
Damn.
Not
Effie,
today, I don't.
you don't have that, do you?
No.
The cleric.
Effie.
Effie, do you have enhanced abilities?
No, I don't.
Okay.
For natural male enhancement.
Well,
Try bull strength.
Blood at least does have the potion, and you said that makes you a 21?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so then after you take that potion, you can carry 315 pounds.
Damn right.
Because basically you take the number of the stat and you multiply it by 15.
Fuck
Okay.
yeah.
Well,
A lot of
then
weight.
minus what I'm already carrying, I can carry 180 pounds of stuff.
Okay. So, what I want each of you to do is write down how many pounds of gold coins you are carrying.
So with a strength of 8, what is my how much can I carry?
120 pounds.
Okay, so and I'm looking at my equipment list, and at the bottom it says total weight, so I would just subtract this from the 120.
Yeah, so when I looked last, it said 41.94.
Yeah, that's what I have.
Okay, so yeah, you subtract that from 120, and that's what you can carry.
Where's all my weight?
Effie,
your
you can
gold.
carry 270 pounds. I already figured out how much gold and platinum you have, so don't worry about that. I'm just I'm just going to be a dick and make my players figure it out for themselves.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yes.
Once Eloise figures out or works on figuring out the potions, and everyone starts like trying to figure out what they can carry, she's just going to carry whatever blood tells her to carry.
Roll
Okay.
20.
Not,
It includes your coins and your weight, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
Mhm.
Because I don't have any of my coins with me, and that's probably where the majority of my weight is coming from.
Let's see here.
Because I've got like 2,700 gold pieces, and I sure wouldn't bring that on the heist.
Probably not. Well, what you can do is just cut. You highlight and cut the gold, and it'll be gone, and you still have that number, and we'll see what it drops to.
Yeah, that's fair. Alright, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Oh yeah, now I'm down to 80.
There you go.
Yeah, so Veil is going to opt to drop the let's see, 424 copper pieces in exchange for gold pieces.
Fair enough.
Okay, so let's see.
Yeah, Blood will drop the crossbow since he doesn't need that garbage, and that's another 5
You know what?
pounds he can put on.
Yeah.
And-
So
And I
and
might
like
as well-
Shadows is gathering up things you're dropping and like putting it near the bag of devouring.
Oh, yeah, perfect. Yeah,
Just further
So I can-
creating the scene.
I can do
And I'm
261.5 pounds.
I'm gonna get rid of the silver pieces as well, because I'd rather have gold and platinum.
Now, should I count his hand crossbow since it's in his pocket dimension? Should that weight go towards what he's carrying?
if it's in the pocket dimension, then no, it would not.
Okay, so then I can do 264.5 pounds.
Okay, so you said the circlet didn't weigh anything or negligible?
It's like a pound. It doesn't weigh very much.
Okay, and the carpet was 15?
Yeah, the carpet was 15
Okay.
or
so
17. Sorry, 17. 17.
Horseshoes?
Horseshoes a pound.
Okay, and then the instrument.
5 pounds.
Okay.
Hey, Matt.
Yes.
I have a quick question. So I just looked at my items to add up everything, and I added up to 51 pounds, but I show my total weight is 154.
It's probably coins.
It
I
could
have
be.
0 coins.
Oh.
What about ball bearings? Did you make the mistake I did? And
No, I have no
Well-
ball bearings.
Because I had ball bearings, and it's just like I wasn't even thinking about the weightage on it. I was like, well, he has 200 ball bearings, and I put that. Yeah, it would say I had 400 pounds of ball bearings. Matt's like, he goes, why are you at like 650 pounds? I was like, well, I've been carrying this team on my back. That's what that is.
Well,
You know what? That explains the 100 pounds. Okay, never mind. You know,
So I guess my question is,
I don't.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I was just making an exclamation. I have no clue why the hell Willow's character sheet is busted. Your character
I
sheet's
broke it
always
in.
been busted, dude.
yeah.
yeah. So
So would you allow me to, like just dump stuff that we're not using and just put it in the bag of devouring?
I mean, you weren't supposed to be carrying much more than you were going to be using anyway when you came in.
Yeah, I don't know why. I think it's just the random stuff that's on here, like common clothes. I mean, I think it's just what my character starts with.
Yeah.
And I never took it off my
So what I told Corin earlier is I gave you literally last week to take things off your character sheet so you could have the limited weight. So just unclick it, and it should drop your weight down.
All right. I guess when you said that, what I did was like my magic items and portable hole, wand of magic missiles. That's the stuff that I took off my character sheet. I didn't realize it was for a weight thing. I thought it was just you didn't want us to have our stats from the magic items. That's why.
Both. But if you remember last session, I told you guys that your weights do matter in this instance, and so I need you to figure out what you didn't have on you. But it's fine. You can do it real quick and figure out what you would have left in the bag of holding. Because Blood did have his bag of holding.
Just to let the group know, I can carry an extra like 200 plus pounds if someone wants me to carry stuff.
I got 46 pounds left.
Okay, so you can take 46 pounds worth of gold coins if you want to.
Yeah,
sure.
Blood will tell.
No, I just want to make sure, in case someone wanted an item and they can't carry it, I could carry it for them.
Okay, I've got a lot of weight to carry. 120. So
what? Question: are any of you taking any of the sapphires? Because there's tons of sapphires here.
Yeah. I'm taking. Okay, so here are the things that I have that I'm taking. Well, at least I'm carrying out, and then if we could divvy it up later, the 2 scrolls of prismatic spray and protection from energy. I think it was. The 4 rings, the ink and quill, and the white feather. So I feel like those are all light things. And then
the ink weighed a pound. I don't think the feather token weighs very much.
Okay. And then the scroll, the necklace of fireballs. I don't know if that's weighing anything.
1 pound as well.
Okay, 1 pound. And then whatever else. So that's 2 pounds right there that I'll add, and then whatever else I can carry in gems. Well, let's see. The non-magic items that you said were worth about 2,000 gold each.
Mm-hmm.
Those will probably be lighter than 2,000 pieces of gold, correct?
Yeah, more or less. Most of them weigh between 1 and 5 pounds.
One thing that I would advise you is that they are going to be obviously much more recognizable.
Yeah, true. Okay. Is there anything in that is small enough to conceal in a pocket?
There is a platinum salt cellar inlaid with auriculum scroll work and a dragon motif that's kind of small that you could fit in a pocket.
All right. What was a salt cellar?
A salt cellar is like a salt shaker, but it's just a little box.
Okay. And that's about a pound, you said?
Yeah, about a pound. It's like this big.
Okay. So I'll do the platinum salt cellar, those rings, the scrolls.
There's also the dragon horn comb that would weigh less than a pound.
All right. All right, I'll take that as well. We'll just say it's a pound.
Yeah. The platinum tankard would probably weigh about 3 pounds. Pretty big.
Yeah, get that for Liam.
Okay.
Oh, liquor. I don't know. I think we got interrupted.
Yeah, we did. There is a couple bottles of expensive-looking liquor, like 50-year-old scotch and shit like that. You could get a couple bottles of that.
Oh yeah, he's gonna nab some of that.
Okay. So I have I have 7 pounds worth of those magic items and non-magic items, and then that leaves me with about 100 pounds worth to carry of gold.
You just want to say 11.5 pounds for the liquor.
You can
so
still
it makes
hold
it nice and
100.
easy at
You can only
250.
hold 120 pounds. I will remind you, Dale.
Yeah, so I'm looking at my total weight for equipment, and I'm at 13.1.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So the one thing that I will mention to all here, please keep in mind, once I cast the spell, you will have but a brief few seconds to move through it. There's to be no dawdling, no second thoughts, or second chances.
And Vale will chime in just out of curiosity. Where are you teleporting us to?
Did
Hell.
Shadows
Brothel,
not
right?
request that we get teleported to Madame Lachaux's?
I'm not sure. Did he
did.
share that? He shared that this
Yeah, that's the
symbol with you.
that's
Okay.
the symbol he
Yeah,
shared with the both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
I picked it up.
Perfect.
So
It is a brothel here in Rowena.
And you said it's a
Oh,
few
okay.
blocks from Kothic, so
So
Yeah.
okay, so what I remember, I'm recalling that now, but I was thinking that the closest teleportation circle was that one that was like 2 days away at that midway
no.
point. Okay, so this is
That'd be the
perfect.
closest one that is not in the city.
Yeah, we learned it. We learned of a new one once we met Shadows in here. I remember
Yes.
that now, but perfect.
So, Effie is gonna keep collecting gold, and she's gonna be huffing under her breath, and she's gonna be like, I gotta pay back the tavern master, I gotta pay back the landlord, I gotta pay back Nordle, I gotta pay back so-and-so, and she's just gonna keep huffing, getting more gold.
Blood recognize any of these names she's spouting off?
Um,
You owe money to Nodal? Are you crazy?
Nordle, you definitely do not recognize, but maybe 1 out of 3 you would recognize as somebody here locally.
It's not a good one to owe money to. Yeah, you definitely want to pay that one off.
Corin, did you say you grabbed the Ion Stone?
yes, I mean I'm not necessarily keeping it. I just threw it
No,
on
I just
the
wanted to
list
make.
to make sure that we grabbed it.
That's just fine. I just want to keep track of what I'm holding, what you're holding. Well, you could keep track of what you're holding, but I just want to make sure I'm keeping track of what I'm holding.
Yeah, currently I'm only holding the 4 items, and then the rest is in cash.
Is anybody taking the Mariner's plate armor, the chain shirt of gleaming, or the smoldering spiked armor?
We don't have any need for plate armor in our party.
I am not certain what type
What does the
of
chain shirt of gleaming do?
armor Ichabod currently is equipped with,
I think it makes like a bright light.
but I do not believe I would have the weight for such a thing.
Well, like I said, if someone wants stuff, I have 200 plus pounds I can carry.
So the armor of gleaming, it never gets dirty. It's always pristine and looking brand new.
Yeah, that's
It's-
You said it was a
it's,
chain shirt,
Yeah, it's a chain shirt.
but Ichabod doesn't wear a chain shirt, right?
No.
Okay.
Ichabod, I think, wears plate armor.
Gotcha.
You guys have a paladin?
Aye, that we do.
Do you think he would like that plate armor?
The Mariner plate? Possibly.
Yeah, what is it?
Can she swim? Isn't that what that does?
Never had the need, so I'm not certain.
So we definitely did it one time.
Gives you a swimming speed equal to your walking speed, and when you start your turn underwater with 0 hit points, you rise 60 feet towards the surface.
Yep.
Be interesting
No
for a tank
attunement
to have.
required. So, sure, if one of you guys has the weight and you're willing to carry it.
I didn't
I
Willow
can carry it.
Matt,
Yes, ma'am.
taking the time to kind of look at the potions other than the one that Shadows already took. Am I able to get any clue as to what they might be?
What are you looking? What are you asking about?
The potions.
Oh yeah, sorry. I gave them earlier, but you had
posted it in chat. It's polymorph. Shadows has the one of longevity. There's one of poison resistance, greater healing, supreme healing. Were the potions?
Oh, okay. Have people already divvied those up?
No. Nope. I am not taking a potion because none of those.
No, you could take it. You could take him, Eloise.
Okay.
What armor am I grabbing?
The plate armor, Mariner's plate.
Mariner's plate.
Okay.
And did somebody grab the wand of magic detection?
No, not yet that I know of.
I mean, I guess Blood can grab it till hold on to it.
Yeah, that only weighs a pound.
Alright, and then
249 pounds.
The elemental gem, did anybody grab that?
Don't even know what it does.
I think it summons an elemental.
Blue, water elemental if it's blue, right?
Yes, that's correct.
Alright, and then as far as you said there were other sapphires there?
Yeah, there are like tons of sapphires just all over the place. There's also that gigantic mosaic of a blue dragon flying over Rowena that is made entirely out of gemstones. But that one, it would probably take a really long time to pick out, so I don't know if you really want to deal with that nonsense.
Yeah, and why ruin the art?
But there is a ton of sapphires throughout this area. Some of them are absolutely tiny, like could fit on a ring. Some of them are upwards of like golf ball size. You can you could grab some. It would take a lot of time to gather them all up, depending on how much time you want to spend to do it. They weigh pretty comparable, like with gold.
Okay, and is their value comparable to gold?
So, like, there's so many of these the tiny sapphires around that gathering them up, it would be a bit of a time constraint. They're not worth that much.
Okay.
There's some the bigger golf ball sized ones. You could gather those up. There's probably about 5 pounds worth in total, but you're pretty sure that the amount of money you could get from it is fairly significant.
Alright, so I'll grab those 5 pounds worth of sapphires, golf ball sized sapphires, and then the rest I'll do with gold. So that's going to be 12 pounds worth of magic items and sapphires, and then the rest I'll do in gold, and that comes out to
That.
94. So I'll just think about 90 pounds.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe you previously stated that in your campaign world, any magic item that has a special ability with it has to be +1 first. So the Mariner plate, would that be +1 Mariner plate?
No, I don't remember ever saying
never heard
that.
him say that.
Because there's a lot of magic items that don't have a plus on it.
Like the Cloak of Billowing. It's fucking badass, but
I think it was specific to like armor with Finn. You said that it was like a +1 something. So
I might have made something a +1 because
okay, that's fine.
But no, it doesn't. Enchantments don't have to be no.
Alright, so I'm going to say I will be taking 90 pounds worth of gold and then 12 pounds worth of magic items and sapphires. So that'll give me 102 carrying, and I still have some I don't even want 90 pounds. I'm going to do 80 pounds worth of gold and the rest sapphires and magic items. So that's going to give me 92 pounds total, and then I have about 107 worth before I'm over encumbered.
Okay. Blood, how much are you able to carry worth of gold?
After the adding the bow, and I guess we used to say 10 pounds of liquor.
Mhm.
You know that he'll be at 250 because I had 261 and a half, but minus the 10 pounds of liquor, and I guess I put down the crossbow, and so that 250.
Okay. Corin, how much are you able to carry worth of gold?
I believe we said it was 46 pounds because I am carrying the circlet, carpet, horseshoes, and instrument.
Yep. Eloise, how many pounds of gold are you able to carry?
As many as blood makes me carry.
Well,
But
No, I'm-
like I said, what?
also, if I don't, okay. So because I work in a liquor store, I happen to know that a box of 12 bottles of liquor weighs 40 pounds.
He's only getting 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Or
you
Too
how
big,
many
yeah.
Matt said I found. Yeah.
Liquor's not light.
Yeah, no, it's
Oh,
not.
no,
But we, it's just 2 bottles. That's fine.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. Yeah. So whatever blood hands her,
Well, no.
she'll carry.
So you
Well,
can
it's-
carry up to a certain amount.
Yeah, I can carry up to 180 pounds of gold and stuff.
Yeah.
But
Well,
Eloise doesn't care about money,
oh.
so like she's just gonna carry whatever she gets handed. Like she's not gonna like start scooping up money, but like she'll
No.
carry what she gets
The
handed.
the orcs were bagging up the money. It's just I
Yeah.
want to know how much you're carrying with you. So Blood will hand you a few bags, and it's 180 pounds worth. Okay.
All right.
Willow, how much are you able to carry with you?
If no one wants me to carry anything else for them, I have 180 pounds free.
I'm gonna say I think the plate is like 60 something.
Yeah,
The plate was 65.
Okay.
I just did a plate mail, then put the name on it because I couldn't find it in the item
Yeah,
list.
that's fine.
that's fine. So how much gold are you carrying, Willow?
If no one wants any other items, I have 180 pounds left of gold.
Okay, perfect.
How much did you say 1 pound of gold is?
A good amount. I'm definitely going to tell you that. And
A lot.
yeah, so at this point, you've all spent about
You're a mean
2.5 hours or so
Yikes.
bagging up gold, casting your spell on items, looking over and discussing it. You start moving all these bags over to Corin's teleportation circle. I assume if there's nothing else anyone wants to claim, we'll go ahead and transport out and go on break.
No, let's get the heck out of here.
Yep.
And like I told everybody, it's 1 round to run through this thing. So
I'm right
Now,
behind
after
you,
I get my
Sure.
gold, you guys want me to jump into the bag of vanishing again, correct?
No.
Not before
I'm
you
just
pull
gonna
some
look-
cards from that deck.
Oh, this is gonna be Yu-Gi-Oh! Up in this bitch.
Well, so, as you're all getting ready, and Shadows has been doctoring the scene, whether or not this is going to be successful is going to end up being a dice roll, but he does set this, because he is a mastermind. I will remind you all. He is. He planned
help him?
shit.
Can I help
What?
him by making it look like there's drag marks in whatever is by, like, it's leading to the mouth of the bag, so that way it looks like someone got dragged, like, sucked into it?
Oh yeah,
That's
like
what it's
you
doing,
can
yeah. Okay.
yeah you can work
I
with
just want to help him out.
yeah, you could have absolutely helped out Shadows doing this because you guys he has several hours to doctor the scene.
Yep.
So he definitely does this, and he does a very good job. I rolled ahead of time with advantage beforehand because I figured someone was going to help me, and so I know exactly what he rolled and how good of a job he did. And
Blood's not helping. He's watching like a little kid, just seeing something magical happening.
it is.
He's learning. It's a
Shit,
learning experience.
He's in Santa's workshop, man.
The Mastermind Shadows is spends a lot of time thinking this shit out. He's a good planner, as you can see by the fact that you're sitting in the vault. But sure enough, once it's done, and Eloise and him step back, and they kind of nod to each other, satisfied with the job that they did. Shadows kind of looks over at that mosaic one last time. And Eloise, what's your passive perception? You there, Eloise? Did we lose her again?
Hang on.
Oh, there you are.
Sorry. 18.
18, yeah, pretty damn high. You hear him mutter under his breath, I don't think Corin's wrong. I think that
What? Sorry, you were speaking too quiet.
Are you saying that to me, or are you saying that to him?
Yeah, I'm saying it to you, Matt.
Oh,
me, the player, Alyssa, cannot hear you.
Gotcha. What he says under his breath is, I think Corin might be right. And then he kind of shakes his head and steps away from that mosaic. Everybody gathers up and at the edge of the teleportation circle. Corin tells everyone, get ready.
Yep.
He finishes the spell. The teleportation circle lights up with a bright flare. And everyone moves in very quickly. Because you got 6 seconds for this.
Yep.
But once you step through, you feel that rushing fishhook in the navel sensation yanking you away, and all of your bodies dissolve and reappear in a dark chamber lit by a single candle in the corner. There is one single door directly to your north, a plain wooden thing, but the walls themselves also wood and stone, but draped with fabrics, bright red tapestries along 3 of the walls. Shadows looks around and he nods at you, Corin. And as you all look down, you can see the inscribed circle on the ground that Corin had memorized. And you all find yourselves in a brothel called the Double Sapphires. And we'll find out more about that after break. So we're going to take 10 minutes and, do a bio, grab a drink, whatever. And we'll find out how the team chooses to proceed from here. So stay tuned, everybody. Welcome back, everyone. My camera isn't on, so let me do that real quick. There I am! Isn't that great? Technology. It's wonderful. But welcome back. We have just picked back up where everyone from the heist has just teleported into a brothel known as the Double Sapphires. Now, once this happens, Shadows immediately gets up and puts down the gigantic bag he's carrying, walks over to the door, and knocks. And Blood, you would be able to recognize this because you know thieves can't. This is a lock. This is just a knock that's kind of like announcing his presence and saying, "Hey, I'm here," kind of thing. Where is... there we are. The door opens up after a couple minutes, and you see a pair of humans and a dwarf, all looking like, the bouncer types. They're wearing armor, they have weapons, they're looking grim-faced. But once they look over Shadows, they step back, and the most beautiful tiefling you've ever seen comes striding in. She is mature just enough. It's hard to guess a tiefling's age, but that bosom is large, and the cleavage is very much open and on display. She is a blue-skinned tiefling with curling ram's horns and long blonde hair that has kind of pleated and spread about her shoulders. She's wearing a very loose-fitting, low-cut gown, and she has gigantic sapphire earrings hanging from her ears.
Yeah, she does.
She smiles the moment she sees Shadows, and she hugs him, though he hugs back, but in more of a standoffish kind of way, and she says, Shadows, it's so lovely to see you. I was expecting you today. And then she looks back and she says, and I assume these are your cohorts. Please come upstairs and make yourself at home. And
You're pretty.
she looks back at you, Eloise, and she says, why, thank you, dear. And don't you just have the most beautiful scales? And then she kind of looks you up and down, and you're a druid. And, typically covered in dirt. And, you see that smile kind of go a little bit, but then she says, I have just the thing. Come upstairs, please, everyone. You are all led upstairs, past a lot of rooms as you go. And every so often, those of you who have a very high passive perception would probably hear the sounds of whip cracking or people howling and you can assume both pleasure and pain at the same time. Because this is a brothel. And if you're in the basement, stuff's definitely going down.
The fun stuff happens in the basement.
It does. But you make your way upstairs, and she does take you to a private dining room, where she calls for her servants to lay out a lavish meal, drinks, and whatnot. And she spends some time kind of conversing with Shadows. And Shadows eventually leads her away and tells you all, now, I'm going to go and speak to the madam here for a little bit. Please avail yourselves of this area. Kogan, Shura, make sure you help divide everything up. And I'll see you all in, say, an hour or so. Does that sound reasonable?
Yep.
And you do. You spend some time while Shadows is gone.
Immediately look at Veil. Is Jareth on his way?
Yeah, actually. And I'm waiting for the tap on the window.
Yeah, it will take a little bit, but once you get back to the surface again, you can call out for Jareth, who has been flying around the city waiting for you all.
I immediately look at Veil and go, I suppose he's going to examine her sapphires up close.
Yes, I believe so. And Veil is just, while he's waiting for Jareth and, the whatever's going on, Veil's going to start reading the tome.
I just whisper to Blood, I'm pretty sure they misread that situation. She would like him to examine her sapphires, but he doesn't wanna.
I think you might be right. I don't know. I'm a little skeptical here. I don't know. Maybe I am just paranoid.
You think?
You never know.
I don't want to be here long, people. I would rather be moving along.
Then let us.
Well, he said about an hour.
Splitting the items.
Okay. Well, you can take this opportunity to decide which group is taking which items and so on and so forth, and write that down. And as I did tell you previously, but I'll let the viewers know exactly how much the group is walking away with. Now, the two parties are splitting the money and some of the items that they had collected and dividing them among the two groups, the Fab Five and the Debauchery Circus. But in total, each member of both parties are walking away with 22,480 gold pieces worth of gold and platinum. So it's a very large amount. And all of them have a few magical items that they've been... some of them have been looking for, some of them now that they have found really, really like. But overall, very successful heist. So everyone, congratulations. You have made it through the heist and have successfully completed the Rowena heist mission. So good job.
Huzzah!
Right.
You did the thing!
Does anyone mind if I go first?
Go ahead.
Okay. So I wish to take this circlet, which in exchange I will be giving up my headband to Veil.
Okay.
The horseshoes and the armor of the mariner I had obtained for Ichabod, who is a consummate horseman and plate mail wearer.
Agreed.
The instrument of illusions I had obtained for Blazenir. If no one else has any interest in the Ion Stone, I might give it to him simply to give him something more interesting. Like out of game, I couldn't really find anything great for him, so I'm trying to give him a little bit better loot. It's up to you guys.
I will also remind you that Blazenir does have a lot of attuned items.
That's true, he does. Then I suppose, actually, does that? Yeah, it requires attunement. Never mind. Then I will just be giving him the instrument. The only thing that might be of contention is my desire to keep the carpet.
So, with that, obviously, any one of us and any one of our parties would benefit from a flying carpet.
Mm-hmm.
I won't speak for it, but if it is in our party, I wouldn't mind. However, me out of game, Jeremy says out of game, I think I've gotten a pretty good deal out of this heist. So I'm not going to personally, try to get the carpet for our group. But
It seems like
that's
a
just
pain in
me
the ass to
personally.
deal with.
Plus, the one thing that I can mention is that it would be pretty recognizable.
And it's a pain in the ass to deal with.
It's not just a flying carpet, it's a flying carpet with like this specific pattern or whatever on it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's cool. Flying carpets are cool, but like I said, I feel I've gotten a good deal out of this heist, so I'm not going to.
Okay. So I'm not
speak for
taking the Ion Stone, but if you guys are okay with it, then it'll be the circlet, the carpet, horseshoes, the instrument, and the mariner's armor. And then I will give you the headband as soon as we can get back to our stuff.
Yep. I have no
already
objection.
fly. I don't need a carpet,
Cool.
says
Then
Eloise.
I'm done.
Now,
Who's next?
Yeah, who's next?
Vale will chime in. He'll say, well, nobody besides Shadows knows that I have the tome. So I'm not even going to mention that right now to anybody.
But we know you have it.
I mean,
Yeah, yes, you as people know that I have the Tome of Clear Thoughts.
Yes.
But you as players. But nobody in the game knows that I have it besides Shadows.
Shadows, correct.
So the necklace of fireballs I planned on giving to Liam. The Iron Stone of Reserve, if Liam wants it, that would give him the ability to cast up to 3 levels worth of spells a day.
If you put him in there.
I will.
Somebody has-
God.
Yeah, I would have to cast it into the Iron Stone.
Yeah,
Um,
God,
like
items
the
soon,
spell
too,
stone.
though.
I will also
Yeah,
remind you that Liam is tapped out on attunement items.
slots.
Yeah.
That's just an out-of-game thing, but he does.
But I
have
know
a
he
shit
has
ton.
he has a couple weapons that he's attuned to, correct? Like
He's attuned to 2 weapons and bracers of defense.
yeah, so maybe he'd want to swap out one of those weapons for the necklace, giving him the ability to cast Fireball. I don't know, is it 3 or 5 times?
Circle it?
No, the necklace of fireballs.
It is 1d6 plus 3 beads hanging from it.
Okay, so
Like
I mean,
something
once that's
runs
tapped out, he could reattune to the
So the
Actually,
necklace
the
is
weapon.
not attunement, it looks like.
Oh,
Yeah,
perfect,
No,
even better.
it's
then.
something you burn through. Yeah.
It's just temporary.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm
it's
sure he'll
on the
want
go.
that. And then the rings of psychic resistance, lightning, necrotic, and featherfall. Those all require attunement, but Veil's kind of got a thing for rings, but mainly just for selling them. So if nobody wants those, Veil will take them.
Yeah,
And then as far as these scrolls go, he planned on copying those into his spell book.
sure. I would have loved to have gotten something better for Blaznier or something for Kaya, but I just didn't see anything. So
Yeah, I mean, again, I believe they'd be able to buy whatever magic items they want with 22,480 gold.
yeah.
Kaya is another individual who is tapped out on attunement slots.
That's fair.
As far as the ink and quill go, and the white feather, I would take those as well, unless anybody else has any objection.
No.
And I know Eloise wanted the Scarab of Protection.
Yep.
Yeah, hang on. Where's the thingy? Oh shoot. Hang on. I have to open the thingy again.
Veil, how are you on attunement slots?
I've got 3. I've got them all full, but I'm going to swap one of them out for that charisma
Okay.
band.
Okay. Are you interested in an amulet that makes you immune to detection from divination magic?
Mm,
I mean, it'd be nice,
I'd
but
have to think about that one. Yeah,
Don't worry about it.
I would have to swap out my braces of defense for that. So that might be. No, I don't know.
Don't worry about it then.
Would you be interested in a ring of protection?
Is that attunement?
Yes.
What does it do? Let me look it up.
+1 to AC and +1 to all saving throws.
I would be interested in that.
Okay. So because I'm going to take that, I'm going to unattune from that to
Sure.
attune for the charisma.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would love that if you don't mind.
Yeah, we'll do that trade.
Sure.
Alyssa, what were you saying? About what you were
I had grabbed the 2 diamonds worth 300 gold, the 1 diamond worth 500 gold, and I was just going by like size and comparing it to the other diamonds that I have. The 4 potions and then the scarab.
Yep.
Yeah, well, let's take that Kakayumi bow because it's just too fucking delicious.
Yeah, that's nice.
And he's gonna take that because he has a feeling he's gonna need it one day. That crossbow bolt of slaying. Now, did you say what specific creature that crossbow bolt is attuned to? Matt, you're muted, bub.
No, I didn't. We'll have to roll for that.
Okay. Is there a table for that?
Yeah, it's loading.
What am I talking about?
I
There's a
think.
table for everything. There's a table for how big your carpet can be. I mean, shit.
I mean, it is a flying carpet, so, you know. It has to... You have to know how fast.
How big, how much weight it can carry.
It's typically, I've seen those, the arrows are usually, like, for, like, dragons and shit like that.
The arrows of dragon slaying.
Mm. And it just depends on what kind that it's typically specifically attuned to.
Okay, so I went, Veil went, Effie went.
Yeah, she's getting the Defender short sword, I think, right?
Yeah, Effie has her short sword, and then she's got the circlet of blasting.
Yep.
What is Apollyon tapped out for attunement?
I got it.
Very much so.
Yeah.
Very much so.
I'm wondering if he would like that Iron Stone of Reserve, but for a third level spell, probably not.
Yeah, I mean, I think he's got the Trident for sure. Shit, I mean, what?
Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna say that. Go ahead and roll that D100. I got my list now.
On 69.
Where to God if it's 69, dude? Nope, 34. That's good. That's
what would you have done?
I would have that would have been awesome. I would have been like, nice.
Aberrations.
We might come across something. I mean, wasn't the fucking Dream Witness an aberration?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's certainly something that we probably will come across with this shit.
So, while the rest of the group has been pretty focused on looking through everything, discussing what they wanted, Willow, what have you been up to?
I have been pulling card.
Well, so here's how that works. You have to tell me how many cards you're pulling.
What soul gets taken?
So how many cards are you? You have to declare how many cards you pull before you pull them out. How many do you pull?
Yep.
I pull 2.
Is
My
it
lucky number.
Is it like the previous edition where you can only ever draw once from the deck?
No, I think.
No, it doesn't say anything about that.
Okay.
There's
once you draw it, it's done.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, the card is gone.
Yeah, it says Fool or the Jester are the only ones that reappear in the deck.
All right, I'm excited
So
to hear what happens.
So yeah, I actually went and found a website that just does it randomly for you.
Those are the only two that don't disappear. My bad.
Oh, those are also in the deck of 22. So.
Yeah, so stand with Trump. Fuck that, no. Okay, here it is. So you said you're drawing 2. You said Willow, right?
Oh god.
Yes.
Okay, so those of you who are actually watching on camera, this is a random deck thing. It's assuming that there's 13 or 22, and there is 13 in them, which is what the standard is. I rolled kind of low on that, so it's going to happen simultaneously. You decide to draw 2, and your hand reaches down and pulls 2 cards out almost on their own. What you got is the Star card. Increase one of your abilities by 2, cannot exceed 24. And the Void. Your soul is drawn from your body and placed, somewhere. So, just out of curiosity, what stat did you increase by 2?
Funny enough, I was going to do my intelligence.
Okay, so that did happen. Go ahead and add that to your character sheet, and then everyone just hears a thump. You all look over, and you see Willow has just fallen out of her chair and is lying dead on the ground.
Whoa, dead?
Well, soulless. But we don't know.
So she's just got red hair.
Incapacitated. Wow.
Hey!
Hey, you know what? That's like my oldest son would. Well, hey.
Did he lose his head too?
No.
You all rush over. You all rush over to Willow's body. Eloise, go ahead and make for me a medicine check.
Okie dokie.
Blood's never gonna be able to say sorry to Willow now.
Well, he kind of already did.
But you wanted to have that conversation.
Yeah, he was wanting to offer her an opportunity, but yeah.
18.
So you examine Willow, and the body is still like warm. It still seems to be very faintly breathing. It almost appears to be as though she's in a coma. However, you check her eyes and you look into them, and her soul is not within her body. And there's also a deck of cards in a box sitting right next to her hand, and 2 cards that were in her hand just dissolves away and disappears.
Do cards usually hurt people?
Oh yeah. And then Veil walks over to the deck and picks it up and away from Eloise and says, "Do not pull any of these cards." And he walks over to Blood and kind of mumbles, "We need to do something with this."
I mean, I've only ever heard of these things. I didn't know it was real.
And as he's talking and Blood is responding, Veil's just smiling and nodding and putting them in Blood's hands and letting go.
Now they're just there, or are they in the box?
They're in the box.
Yeah, it's in a box. It's in a lacquered wooden box. And about this time, Shadows returns, looking a lot more chagrined, I think would be the proper word. And coming behind him is a much shorter Tabaxi with gray fur and bright blue eyes that those of you who were in Bradfordshire recently recognize as eyes that sparkle.
Oh. I'm just gonna drop Willow's head that I was examining her eyes, and I'm gonna run over and hug Sparkle.
What appears to be the distress you carry on your features, Shadow?
Shadows sheepishly looks at his spouse and says, "Never mind." And then he looks over at... you can tell this is more of like a marital thing than anything else.
Oh, okay.
But then his eyes focus on Willow, and that... What the hell happened to her?
On the deck.
Veil gestures towards the cards.
Shadows just puts his eyes down, and eyes that sparkles looks over, and she just has her hands on her hips and gives her husband a really irritated look.
Matt.
Yes.
Can I make a check for something?
What are you wanting to make a check for?
If we just tried to, destroy the damn things, what would happen? Because it's not an artifact.
One simply does not destroy the deck of many things.
Yeah, so go ahead and make an insight check. Or an arcana check, either or.
I will take arcana. 24, good sir.
So, examining the cards and focusing on the arcane lore that you know, and what you know about the Deck of Many Things is, it is a ridiculously powerful magical artifact. It's not technically an artifact in and of itself. It's just super ridiculously powerful, and it would be very, very difficult to destroy. It could be done. A high enough level spell could probably disrupt the magic, but that would be a pretty big boom. You could also just, throw it into a volcano if you really wanted to.
Then it turns into a magic volcano somehow.
Yeah, it very well could. But, Shadows, like you explain what happened to him, and he just looks like he's really like, God damn it, Willow. And you see Sparkles was kind of berating him a little bit. And I'm not gonna role play out by myself what goes on between a husband and a wife.
Aw, why not?
But you get the sense that she's irritated by what he had to do to bring her back to life. Probably wasn't too happy about this fact of all he had to do to accomplish this. And now seeing their old friend Willow soulless, she blames him for this. And I'm going to say that together, the two of them say that they'll take the deck of many things themselves. And since Willow spent her time helping Shadows get Sparkles back, they'll work together to try to get Willow back.
Now,
Nice.
he probably already knows this, but I will specifically make mention that I am telling Shadows it probably has a very specific method of being destroyed if you're going to try and destroy it, so don't just get rid of it because the magic energy, yada yada, magic volcano or some shit.
We're going to have a one-shot Finding Willow.
You never know.
They already have. It's called Jumanji.
Did Sparkles let me hug her?
Yeah, Sparkles did let you hug her. She remembers you from Bradfordshire. She's not really too too up to date on what's going on, and was like, but she does let you hug her.
Oh, I offered to use the spell that I have, but it reincarnates you, and you would have been in a different body. And I know that I can only imagine actually that would be really disorienting. Actually, this was so disorienting for you. I'm so sorry. I'm so glad you're alive. And I hug her again.
You hug her again, and you can see that really. The eyes just go all twisty and wonky, and she's very holy shit. But thank you for your help. What happened in Bradfordshire was unfortunate, and Shadows has told me a little bit about it. But I'm glad to see that all of you are okay and alive.
Yes.
We're in Rowena now. That's She kind of shakes her head a little bit, and she says, "We're gonna be talking about this later, Shadows. I know you're concerned for Willow, and I am too, but we're gonna be talking about this later."
Oh yeah, no, Willow's alive. She's just not in her body right now.
Corin looks over at Blood. What's the equivalent of a dog house for cats?
Blood, you did want to go next.
Yeah, well, he'll kind of ignore that. He'd walk over to Sparkles and just kind of hang out his hand to shake her and just kind of grab it and just kind of bow to her a little bit. He's like, I would just like to say I'm very happy to see that you are back amongst us. I felt a little responsible that we were not able to help you before, and so that's why I helped your husband bring you back. Please do not be too harsh on him. I have a very similar situation of which I would go through anything to bring back my loved one. And also, if it comes time that we find out what happened to Willow, I kind of feel responsible for her in a way. So I am willing to accompany whatever happens when that time comes.
Why would you be responsible for Willow, Blood?
Because I I got her to reach into that fucking bag, and she got sucked in before, and
Yeah, but she
I
got
know-
herself out of the bag.
But Miss
The
Eloise,
bag has nothing to do with this.
okay, but Miss Eloise, I know Willow. I've been in Willow's shoes before. I could see that she wasn't exactly happy with her lot in life, and I was going to offer her an opportunity in a new life. And so I kind of want to still be able to do that.
Well, she's definitely on an adventure now.
Her particular ability of being able to just change at will. I have a place where she could go and be happy. And nobody would ever bother her if that's what she wished. So I feel like I still need to make that happen.
Okay.
Well, Veil, you wanted to go next?
Yeah, I'm just going to say, Jareth had flown in, given me, I gave him a good, good job there, sport. Opened up the portable hole and took everyone's items out to whoever had their stuff in there, just to divvy it back up to whoever wanted it.
Oh, absolutely.
Thank you so much, Jareth.
Yeah, everyone who is storing stuff in the portable hole can gather these things out again. Shadows will also, over the next hour or so, get anyone who left stuff with him, you can get it back. That's not a problem. He and Eyes That Sparkle tell you that, yeah, they're going to try to help Willow out, being that Willow's their friend. Corin, being that you're her friend, let the rest of your team know that they're working on this, and we'll let you know. We'll get in contact with you, and we'll get in contact with everyone else once they are able to retrieve her soul, if they're able to. Effie, you wanted to go next?
So Effie is going to take a small bag of gold that she has, and she's going to step out of the room, and she's going to turn to everybody and just go, I'm going to go pay off one of my first of many debts.
Okay. So, as you're leaving, Shadows does tell you. Now, just a word of warning. We did go and just break into the Zaeim's vault. Eventually, Valenro is going to figure out that we were there. Do not have any of these items out where they can be seen while you're in Rowena. And even when you're not, be vigilant. You all know that Valenro, the Zaeim, is indeed the leader of the Thieves' Guild, the Grand Master. Eventually he's gonna come looking. Hopefully, my ruse was a success, and he just assumes that whatever was taken was sucked into the bag of holding. But if not, at the very least, be mindful and be prepared, and maybe get out of Rowena. That's what Shadows and I are gonna, or that's what Sparkles and I are gonna go do. We're gonna be heading out here very soon.
If you would like to wait enough time for me to be refreshed, I can teleport you someplace if you like.
I appreciate the offer. I do have some resources available to me now.
Understood.
And he kind of pats Sparkles on the back.
Are we back at his place now? We're not at where we still.
No, you're still at the brothel. I just I don't have a map for it. There's no need to.
Sure.
The brothel is open to anyone who wants to use it. The prostitutes there range from 15 gold pieces upwards of 500 gold pieces, and they cater to a variety of tastes and preferences. But eventually, once everyone's divvied up their loot, you all have a moment to say your goodbyes. And you also find out that the tournament is still ongoing. Your group has actually been down there a lot longer than you thought. It's hard to tell time and that sort of thing, but you haven't been there a full 24 hours. So by the time you've come out, the second day of the tournament has already begun. So all of you can go watch the third day, the final battles for them, if you wanted to head to the Coliseum.
So I'll be spending every hour from here on out until we're ready to leave reading the book, the tome.
I do not wish to avail myself of the services here, but I did have a question. Would they be able to sell me some kind of like ornate tool of the variety which Ichabod uses on the daily?
Oh, yeah, you could probably get a flogger, a cat of nine tails, a riding crop, or anything else you really want.
Yeah, I just figured since this is a place specifically for that, they might have something that was nicer than what he uses.
Veil chimes in. Shall I get the crop? He's got one.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
Ichabod, I
Got
think,
it.
uses a cat of nine.
So if they have a fancy one, I would like to purchase it.
Yeah, you can purchase. Like the madam here. Her first name is Lazuli. In case anyone was curious, she'll just kind of find you amusing, and since you're a friend of Shadows, she'll just give you an ornate cat of nine with some pretty sharp barbs and that sort of thing. Why not?
Cool. I will humor her by telling her exactly why I want it.
Yeah, you definitely amuse her.
Trying to
by
woo
this.
a man.
Yeah, and she'll actually sit down with you if you want and allow you to talk to some of the prostitutes, if you're wanting tips and that sort of thing.
Sure, why not?
And anyone else who wants to talk to the people here absolutely could. I know,
So-
Eloise, you want to.
Real
Yeah,
quick
I
before
wanted-
Corin leaves. Okay, go ahead, Eloise.
I was gonna say I kind of tiptoe off, but it's Eloise, so it's probably not very subtle. To go find a male human prostitute to speak to because she has questions.
Yeah, absolutely, and the madam will actually sit down with you and with a couple humans as well, and discuss the finer points of multi-species copulation.
Not my poor sweet Eloise.
It's probably it's not as new of a conversation as you might think, because
yeah.
you're a druid and you understand how animals work, and people aren't much different than animals when it comes down to it. There's just certain biological necessities that need to be considered, including hard scales versus soft human flesh. But yeah.
Mhm.
They actually spend some time talking about that. And eventually, all your group, I assume, does make your way out from the brothel at some point to head into Rowena and return to your various lives. Is there anything else anybody wants to do before you all separate, or for the very least head to the tournament to watch the final battles?
So Veil will walk up to Corin and say, "It was well met. It was a pleasure raiding with you, and I hope our paths cross again." And he holds out his hand, his actual hand.
I agree. I'll give him a shake. I take a little bit of bemusement and comfort in the fact that we are now both wearing an item previously owned by the other
Wow, it's kinky here.
as new friends. And yes,
And
I would, before he leaves, like to copy spells with him.
Oh yeah, yep. We did discuss switching spell books and copying spells from each other.
Is that what we call it now?
Because nerds. We're a bunch of nerds.
Well,
Blood's
so
gonna walk by.
y'all have a shit ton of money.
Yeah.
To buy, so you can buy the paper. So just take the paper off of your, the coin that you have now. It literally takes an hour per spell level and 50 gold worth of paper per spell level.
Yep.
So the two of you kind of just spend your days together, going back and forth within your spell books.
Reading each other's spell books.
Yeah.
So basically, literally, we could just if we have enough time, can we just every spell that you have that I don't have, I copy in, and vice versa? Or would that take too long?
That would probably take too long.
Yeah, you got to do the math for that shit. I'm going to hold you to the math of time and materials.
No, the one spell that I'm taking from you is Silvery Barbs. What would you like from me?
I'd have to go back and look. So
sure.
Do you guys do you dip your quills in each other's ink, that kind of thing? Or?
Hey, we weren't the session that was talking about quills touching each other.
Blood just walks by. He's like, he's a rabbit, right? And he's gonna keep going.
Yeah. Let's see.
I was gonna ask, did Blood recognize any of the? Because he never. I wouldn't say he visited the brothel, but would he have? Because you said it was only a couple blocks from Kozik's place, right?
A handful of blocks. It's not super far.
I didn't know if it was maybe they got special creams or something like that for some of the girls there.
No, nothing like that.
If you knew any of them,
I don't know if you've ever stepped foot in this place. I'm sure you've at least seen it, but it's not like a thieves' guild location. It's just a brothel owned by a madam who caters to anyone who's rich.
And he's too old to have been the neighborhood kids going by and going, "Ooh," and kind of giggling at it. So yeah, he wouldn't have been one of them.
Corin, before Shadows leaves, he does come up to you and he passes you a letter that, and he tells you that, Willow asked me to give this letter to, her friends if anything were to happen to her. Well, yes, we are going to try to help her out. I feel like if not, I might as well hand this to you now. And so he passes you the letter that Willow gave him, which I'll go ahead. You can read to the rest of the party when you meet up with them, but I'll go ahead and show it to you.
Sure. I will mention to him that she was quite despondent because of what happened with Shadowfire.
He nods and he says she did tell me a little bit about what happened there. I was worried about her. I was worried about her, and I wanted her to hopefully, use this time to clear her mind. But perhaps the time that she's gonna be gone, wherever she is, might give her some time to reflect.
I can only hope.
Now, as for the rest of that stuff, now the Tome of Clear Thought, you have to spend 48 hours over a period of 6 days reading this thing.
Yeah. 6 days or less.
6 days or less. 6 days is your limit. So you probably don't want to open it until you have the time to really sit down and work on it. There was actually a bookmark in there. And when you look at the bookmark, you notice that there's a date written on it. A date from actually about a week beforehand. Just a simple note with a date, which is from last week. And there are words in the book. So you could start reading it if you want to, but I will also remind you that you have to once you do this, you have 6 days to complete it, and you tend to not get a lot of sleep during that time.
Yeah. So, how many days will we be in Rowena before our party decides to take off?
That's an excellent question for your party, which we'll deal with when your group is back.
All right. So you said we're on the second of the third day of the tournament.
Yeah, you are currently at the end of the second day, or about mid. Well, yeah, at this point now, because you've been working for quite a while and doing a bunch of shit. So yeah, you're probably at the end of the second day. Your group can and probably should go watch the third day of the tournament. And
yeah, let's go watch.
I'm sure by this point, you can ask about the brothel and find out what happened in the tournament and where your friends have placed by this point.
Okay. Yeah.
So just for the sake of expediency, because we only got about 30 minutes left, let's not worry too much about what the groups are going to be doing next time we play. Let's just finish up the event here. So eventually you all separate. Shadows and Sparkle say their goodbyes. Shadows thanks each one of you in turn. If you have any more questions for Shadows, you're absolutely welcome to ask him now that you are all safe. If not, then eventually he will quietly gather up his things, gather up Willow, Shura, and Kogan, and head out. So does anybody have any questions for Shadows or any last comments before he departs?
Not
I don't think
that
so.
I can think of.
Okay. Then Shadows, once
It's
again...
nice seeing you again.
It's nice seeing you again as well, Eloise. We'll keep you in mind if we ever have any other things we want to do. And Sparkle stomps on his foot, and he kind of gives it a yelp in pain, and he says, after we help Willow, dear. And she just gives him this look as, we're going to have a talk later. Anyone who wants to can make an insight check after seeing all of them interacting with one another.
I'll just tell him if he runs into any arcane issues with trying to save Willow that he can contact me in my residence.
Hold on. Oh, shit.
14.
You said an insight?
Yes, I did.
I think it landed on 20 total. 22. It just hasn't stopped, finished moving because my shit's going super slow.
16.
So really it's only Blood and Effie who would pick up on this. Effie because you've known Shadows and Sparkles for a long time. Blood because you're a tabaxi. Sparkles doesn't seem too happy with the fact that she has been resurrected in this fashion, and what Shadows had to do to make this happen. She seems as though they probably had an arrangement within their marriage, and Shadows probably broke that by reviving her. So she's a little miffed at him. But they're still married, and she's just going to make sure that he pays for it for a while. Does that make sense?
She had a DNR.
A little bit, yeah. Shadows definitely looks a lot more exhausted at this point. You've known him for a little bit. You've seen him died. You've seen him in his full regalia. You've seen him now standing there with his wife and his two orc friends and carrying Willow. And he definitely seems like, this has taken a lot out of him. You can tell.
Eye patch back on.
He does. Indeed, he does. And he once again has his crossbow at his side. And he thanks you all once again, and he tells you, Blood, that just keep in mind what Valen Row is.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
Stay safe, all of you. I would be a little disappointed if y'all end up dead. but you ain't gonna be seeing me for quite a while. And he tips his head to each of you. And eventually he and Sparkles and the two half-orcs and carrying Willow's body depart. An evening goes by in Rowena, all of you celebrating your victories and triumphs, and eventually you make your way to the tournament, where, sure enough, you do see your friends all win and become the grand champions. You witness Apollyon beheading Grovagar and holding it up high. You witness several of his companions dropped off actual what's the word I'm looking? Bridges, and pushed into burning lava. And you all cheer.
Liam's problem. He loves doing that. What?
Yeah, he really does.
Got a thing with lava. I don't.
All of you see that victory and cheer with the crowds, delighted by the outcome. And you all watch as they are eventually brought before the Zaeim. You see the colorful pink-skinned tiefling, the MC, with his microphone, letting Apollyon make that request for the Dream Root. And you hear the Zaeim, in his deep, bellowing voice, unfortunately inform them that he's already given it away and he doesn't have it. But he allows them, instead, each in turn, to make a much smaller request. Something that he could grant them. Ichabod, of course, slaps the microphone away and just demands that his family be released from the Zaeim's slavery. Which the Zaeim more or less tells them, hey, go talk to this person, and you'll find out the real story of what's going on there. But sure, they're free. The rest of the team asks for little things. Liam asks for a collapsing boat. Blazner asks for a new cloak. I'm trying to remember what Kaya... Oh, Kaya asked for a new tattoo. And all these simple requests were granted because they're not very, very big of a ask. Apollyon demands to know immediately what the Zaeim knows about the Dreamer cult. And the Zaeim laughs, calls Apollyon his son, walks over, puts his hand on his chest, and the two of them disappear.
Not all he asked.
You forgot the important part.
What's that?
He pulled his weapon on the Zaeim.
Oh yeah, he pulled his weapon on the
said,
Zaeim.
Tell me or die.
Yeah, that's actually what happened.
Exactly.
Holy
Where'd they
shit.
go?
I would have thought he would have asked for Biscuit to be freed.
Biscuit is free.
Oh, okay.
Biscuit is not free.
Well, he is not under the Zaeim.
Yes, he is.
Oh, I thought he was. No,
No.
That's right. We found out the company he works for is
it's a
owned by
mercenary
them.
company.
It's a mercenary company who is owned by the Zaeim.
Well, yeah, but he was happy. He didn't need to be.
That he was
Yeah, I
happy.
know.
He was happy. Now, what Matt personally assumed was going to happen is just that's what Apollyon was going to ask. But he demanded to know about what the Zaeim knows about the Dreamer, or he's going to kill him. And the Zaeim laughed, just laughed about it, and touched Apollyon, and the two of them disappeared. And the crowd was, in that moment, very surprised. What's your question?
So, a couple of them. When he called Apollyon his son, did he mean son or his son?
You don't know. You just heard him called his son. He just kept saying, my son, a couple times.
Apollyon is also asking to go by Apollyon the Dragon now.
Oh, yeah.
instead of
Oh yeah, there's that too.
Yeah, Apollyon demanded that his title now be Apollyon the Dragon, which the Zaeim did acquiesce to, and announced to the entire Colosseum that Apollyon is now known as Apollyon the Dragon.
And we don't know who the dream root was given to.
Oh, we know.
3 guesses.
You need only one. We know.
Right.
Well, I did, going based on what they're saying, I did say specifically that that Ivik Abir was not present for the second or the third days. Goldtongue was actually present for the third battle, and he kind of watched the whole thing. And when Grovagar was killed, the Zaeim handed Goldtongue a bag of gold, as though they had made a private bet, and Goldtongue won.
So Goldtongue bet against Goldgar?
See, we didn't know it was money. I thought the dream root might have been in that bag, but
it was a tiny little leather bag. Like, sorry, I was intimating the fact that they made a bet on who was going to win or who was going to be dropped first, and
Gotcha.
Goldtongue collected.
That's gotcha.
Sneaky fucker.
But once that happens, your group watches as the guards escort the rest of the party away from the Zaeim's box. At first they're hostile, but they relent. No fight happens, and the rest of the party is led down into the Undercroft, where your group probably hurries the fuck up to get down there and find out what happened.
Running.
Would anybody but Blood know how to get? Because I guess none of them have ever been to the Colosseum before, have they?
No, they haven't, but it's not difficult to figure out. You can just ask around and say, "Hey, we're friends of the champions. We want to get down there." It'd probably take a little persuading to get there, but all of you working together could very easily do so. And we do have a few of our friends from the Gladiator Championship here with us. So, all of you are getting together right now, down below. Some of you running to find them, and the rest of you just made it down to the Undercroft bar, where, Ichabod, Liam, Apollyon, Apollyon's not with them, but...
of course not.
But the rest of you are all there, and what do you do?
By the time you guys catch up and find your way down there, Liam already has the entire bar singing his old shanty. Well, a long time ago, way back in history.
I am playing along with my lute.
Yeah, absolutely, Blazner. You can be playing along with your lute. They're like just partying it up right now.
Ichabod is drinking a lot and sitting there very sternly. Because it was high tension, and I did really want to fight the Zaeim, so I'm trying to relieve tension.
I'll walk over to Ichabod, sit down next to him quietly, and just say, "We brought gifts."
Corin, you're alive? Congrats. I'm glad to see it.
Blood has done disguise self somewhere in the confusion because he's now walking in there as it's Baxi.
Yeah.
But he's gonna kind of whisper in Corin's ear, is like, "Keep that shit to yourself until you are gone."
As soon as Liam sees Eloise across the room, he drops his mug, stops singing, runs over, picks her up, and spins her around. He's all like, "You wouldn't believe it, we had so much fun. First there was water, and then it was lava. We met a bunch of dragonborns, and they didn't have any tails, so they weren't that great. But then the lava, and then without the root, he gave me a boat, and Golden Tongue was there. You didn't see and then, well, you probably saw what happened to Polly. So, hey."
Oh, everyone's
So much shit happened. And she's gonna start trying to say what happened in the vault, and I'm going to assume that blood just like slaps the hand on her mouth.
yeah. He's just gonna be like, yeah, he's gonna just sneak up. He goes, Miss Eloise, we can do this later. Please, refrain. There are ears everywhere.
Y'all got secrets, and we're very publicly champions. So.
Good and bad things happen, Liam. That's all you need to know. We made it out mostly unscathed.
Funny thing is, as you're all looking about, there's a lot of people going back and forth and moving throughout the bar, but you also spot Effie over in one corner at a table, along with another familiar face. A turtle, in fact.
I know why he's looking off to the side.
So Effie's gonna be sitting at a table alone with Nordle?
With Nordle, she's sitting there with a turtle. Stop. They're in my room.
Nordle the turtle.
Yeah,
Swear to Christ.
Nordle the turtle, who some of you recognize. Corin, Blazenir, Ichabod. All of you look over at, Kaya, sitting at a table, and some of you recognize, at least, the purple-skinned, bighorn tiefling that's sitting there with her.
So Effie is gonna be like rummaging through all of her stuff, and she's gonna be handing Nordle her circlet.
Oh, Kaya looks at Effie. Yes.
He froze.
I did go by Nordle once.
It is Kaya.
Thank you. Thank you, Effie.
You say we all see this happen?
Yeah, all of you have probably seen the two of them together, and Effie not very covertly sliding across something to her.
Can Blood recognize that she has something like that out?
Make a perception check.
People are going to get him killed. It's 25.
They're not being very covert about it, honestly.
Yeah.
It's Effie and Kaya, for fuck's sake.
He's going to saunter over with his deck of cards, because he promised he was going to teach her. But he's a human that's kind of looking like Liam now. He made himself almost kind of look a little similar garb, just because he's like, I'm going to blend in. And so he walks over, and he's just like, hey, I heard you wanted to learn some card tricks. He's going to lean in, and he goes, put that the fuck away. We will all die if you fucking keep doing this. Yeah, so anyway, I can teach you these great card tricks. I heard you wanted to learn.
Effie's just gonna brush him off. She's gonna be like, okay, anyway, Nordle, as long as we're even now, we're good, okay?
Yes.
Please put that in your bag right now. Please put that in your bag right now.
Kaya can easily grab it and slide it into her bag.
Yes, please do not have that out again while you are in the city. I am begging you, please do not.
Effie's gonna like reach over and pat his furry little head, and it's just like, you're too high strung. It's gonna be okay.
Do you have any idea who we just borrowed things from?
It's all right.
No,
I know what makes it better. Keep talking about it.
Definitely.
He's just
Definitely.
He's like,
yeah, I can hear you guys talking about this.
please, just keep it quiet till you leave. That's all I ask.
Hey,
He's gonna walk away.
Eloise, make a perception check for me real quick.
Okay. I mean, my passive's 18.
Right, but just
Okay.
I think
10.
Okay. You almost could swear for a second it sounded like Liam purred when he hugged you.
Ooh.
But you can't quite tell because you rolled a 10.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
Corin, I'm glad to see that y'all are fine. Where's Willow?
Yes.
She's not in her body right now.
Dead.
That
What?
is something that I will have to explain once we are back home.
Oh,
I
no.
understand.
Eloise, I will buy you a pony if you stop.
Why would I want you to buy me a pony?
I don't
can
know.
be
It's
a pony.
something girls love. Just please.
I could conjure a pony if I had that spell prepared.
Oh my god. You know what? Forget I said pony.
I can summon a
You
very
really
special
want a pony?
His
I
name
No.
We'll have a
Let's just-
4 horseman
you know what?
pony
Let's-
situation.
He's not gonna pull out the other stuff that he got because he's not gonna alert anyone that might notice. Oh, hey, that's an extremely rare bottle. So he's just gonna go up to Liam. He's like, all right, Liam, it's me. I was like, order whatever the fuck you want from the bar. I need something now. I am willing to break my sobriety. Please do it.
I will
I can
shape into a
trust
pony.
him.
You wild shape into a pony in the middle of the bar. It knocks people aside. Like this is a party going on down there. Yeah.
Her pony.
Make it a double, Liam. Make it a double.
I'm a miniature
you can do
pony,
that too.
goddammit.
And
Your
road
strongest whiskey.
there's road apples on the ground now.
I'm a miniature pony and I start strutting.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna wild shape into like an eagle.
Oh my god, that's just...
You got a
Real
miniature
party now.
pony and
See,
eagle.
Corin was talking to these people. He's like, dude, what the fuck is with the bird? Who said anything about a bird?
I wild shape back. Well, I didn't want to change into a pony, because that's
There's-
kind of big.
There's
I just
just no
wanted to-
controlling or guessing or trying to infer what is going on in Blaze.
Just didn't want to be left out of the wild shaping?
Yeah,
I
I wanted to.
don't-
I was like, oh, that's something we like. You know, a druid recognized.
Well,
it,
you're
you
a
know?
bird now, so you can't be
I
speaking
He
turned
any-
wild
back.
shaped back immediately.
Yeah, it was. I was just.
Oh.
I was just excited to see another druid. It's been so long.
I'm nibbling on the end of Liam's dreads.
Oh, by the way, Pony Eloise, I think I lost your hat at some point, but I kind of like. I think everyone saw me anyway, so there's no point in hiding anymore.
Great.
I just prance around him in a little circle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Veil chimes in, and he starts talking more towards Blood, but enough so the others in my group can hear. What's our plan with Apollyon? Like as all these antics are going around, he's like the sober one at a party, just like waiting to say, "All right, it's time to go."
You said the MC like he had a microphone kind of thing, or like amplified their voices. So did we hear what was spoken in the box?
Well, Apollyon
Clearly.
kind of smacked that thing away from him, but
Uh,
I'll fill
well,
you in
Ichabod
here.
did. It was Ichabod who did
Oh,
that.
that's right.
So you did, none of you really heard a whole lot about what was said. You definitely caught the vibe though.
What we didn't hear what happened up there after.
Well, Apollyon, he kind of let it happen. Like he grabbed Apollyon on the shoulder, and Apollyon didn't resist at all. He just went with him. So I
What did
think
he
he's
s-
still in control.
But I mean, I saw Apollyon pull the trident, but what? How did we get from A to B? People were asking for shit, and then that happened.
He demanded to know everything the Zaeim knew about the Dreamer army and the Dreamer.
I mean, that's an interesting question to ask, but perhaps not in that moment. Why did he? Is that why he took him away to tell him, or what? Is that all that? I mean,
That's
it
all
seemed
I
pretty
got.
tense up there. Like something was
Well-
about to go down.
As soon as a weapon was pulled on the Zaeim, I can't say I was exactly surprised.
Why did he pull the weapon? What? He knows who that man is. Or, well, I don't know if he knows what that man is, but he knows who he is.
He seemed to know what he was doing, and Polly, when he's got something
I
up
know. Trust me, I spent 6 months with him on the road. I know clearly what when that man gets a thought into his head. Oh, by the way, we found out the Zaeim is. You remember that thing that was in the mountain that corrupted? He's a very old one of those.
Oh.
At least that's what was speculation. I mean, Mr. Corin and Shadows kind of put 2 and 2 together, but yeah, it seems like he's incredibly old, and he is one.
I'm gonna kind of pull on one of Liam's blue dreads, though.
Okay.
Yes.
Look at Corin
Yes.
for explanation. Since he's being very vague.
How drunk are you right now, Ichabod?
Oh, I can hold it.
Very.
No, I can hold it.
I were to take 20 minutes or so.
All right, maybe that's best you save it for tomorrow.
No. Whatever the short rest is. I think it would be better to discuss this back in our own residence.
All right, what can you discuss with me now?
Tonight, revelries! Blood, you said you're drinking with me.
I'm taking at least one, yes, a double. So, but I still need my wits about me, so this is all I'm going to do for now, but I got you something special. I found you something special. And so we can share
After the
more
drink,
of that.
later on tonight.
Okay. Well, I think this is a great place to end things for this evening. Drinks are being poured and enjoyed. A time of celebration is shared by all. And our scene pulls away from the undercroft of the arena as both parties laugh a little bit, worry a lot, and overall generally just appreciate the fact that they survived in one form or another, for the most part. There are definitely some threads to continue to explore. There's some things that need to be accomplished here in Rowena, but we'll be picking up with that in 2 weeks when the Debauchery Circus and the Fab Five return to their normal slots.
Next.
But, what's up, Liam?
Do we level up?
Oh, well...
I need to know. I need to know if I level up. Okay, Matt, you have to tell me tonight.
Willow is practically dead.
Yeah.
Dying out suspense.
Willow is effectively dead. Her soul is encapsulated
Yeah,
in...
don't you think that's worth a level, though?
Yeah. So, yes. Each one of you level up at the end of the Azure Championship. So go ahead and do that. You'll have your. We'll be starting the next day, which is the 4th of the month, and from there we'll find out what exactly happens to these 2 ragtag groups. But well done, everyone! You survived the Azure Championship crossover. Good job.
Y'all are gonna get blood heart attack, I swear. He's only 27. He's a young man. Come on.
Hey, Blood, can you take Willow's body and tie some strings to her and do workings at Bernie for like the entire next game session?
God.
No, your body's with Shadows.
Blood and Liam hold her up.
Yeah, Blood and Liam.
I finally got around to watching that movie. I don't know how it got to be so popular. That is the stupidest movie.
I dressed up as
That's
Bernie
why it's
Womack for
popular.
Halloween one year.
That's why it's popular. It's stupid.
Yeah. But thank you, everybody, for everything you did in the crossover. And I know it's been a lot of fun for me. I hope it's been a lot of fun from you. And, we're approaching the bottom half of this campaign, or the bottom third of this campaign, I should say. Fab 5, level 12, Debauchery Circus, level 11. things are coming to a crescendo here a little bit, or at least they will be soon. But y'all do have some missions ahead of you and some things to finish up. So at least we'll be starting off the next session in 2 weeks here in Rowena the following morning. So thank you to everyone who watched. I hope you enjoyed as well. We all appreciate you tuning in and supporting us. We'll see you in 2 weeks. But on behalf of both the Debauchery Circus and the Fab Five, and everyone here in the Random Rhapsody crew, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thank you for making the championship crossover a super big success. Have a great evening. We love you very much, and we'll see you soon. Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.